Shut up and sit down.
What's the good of having all that money if you're never going to spend it?
Trust me.
Could be the kid has a point.
We'll see what the man's selling.
Then we shoot him. Good plan.
Hi, welcome to the Teachings of Mimi, where we talk about the 12 laws of mind that govern our lives and how we can work with them instead of, falling into traps, and how to recognize those traps. And today's inspired action, it's how the rich get richer and how the poor stay poor. And the rich get richer because the rich know these laws of mind. They just ignore the law of one or are not aware of it. And they've been using it forever. These are the different groups, the Skull and Crossbones, Bohemian Grove. They've been doing this for a long time. The word got out, right? More and more and more. In the 20th century, it really started, building up in the 18th century, and then in the 19th century, it really started rocking and rolling in the late 19th century. And then it really got a working and a grooving in the 20th century. And now here we are in the 21st century, and it's not working anymore because most people know these laws of mind. So you end up getting ridiculed and vilified by those who see life objectively. And that's okay. That's supposed to happen. Who cares? Who cares what those guys think? You don't. You just don't. Okay? And understand that everyone has God in their heart. So they have their own experiences and journeys and to get to the same end you're going to. So just, forgive them and walk away. Don't think about them. They're trying to get you to think about them. They're trying to get you to hate on them and therefore keep money away from you, therefore keeping you poor, okay, and helpless and thinking you need them because they're imagining that you need them. And in order for them to have people need them, people have to be poor and helpless. Okay? So this is the line in the sand with the thinking. I'm not poor and helpless. I can think. I'm educated, thank you very much, and I see what's going on. I have the knowledge, and I'm going to break this cycle in my life, and it will ripple out to others, and I will raise others up on this. By golly, I'm going to do it. And everybody's rich. Everybody's prosperous and abundant in their own way. If they want to express themselves by being fashion designers, then they will express themselves as fashion designers, and they'll be great at it, and they'll do well. But not like, AOC. She's just silly. And she is objective man. That's the son of man. Okay, it's telling you, look at me. I'm in a $30,000 dress saying tax the rich. At a gala for the rich, given by the rich. And I paid for it richly. Thank you very much. Because it's $30,000 a ticket. It's $250,000 for a table. And look at me, I'm saying tax the rich to the rich. And what are they doing? Because they know. They know. You'll need them. They have that wicked negative feedback loop going. Okay, and they know it. And they exploit it. That's what they're doing. Okay, in the United States, state representatives and senators got $75,000 in raise in the last 2 years. What did the people get? I don't think they're earning their pay, much less deserve a raise. You know? So, that's me. And the way I see it is anybody who tries to enslave me, to make me hate on rich people, so that if I do become a rich person, now I'm going to be pushing the money away from me because, I hate rich people, and that's how they stay rich. They love themselves. They love themselves. They think they're the greatest. They're the cat's meow. They're the best. And the best always comes to them. And things may be down and out right now, but that doesn't mean I'm not the best. And I'll keep getting the best. And I get the best of everything. And they do. All right, they do. You see it. Okay. But here comes the fart smelling. When you wear a dress that says tax the rich to an event for the rich, paid for by the rich, it's all for the rich. Okay? Tax the rich. In other words, rob the rich to give to the poor so that the poor keep empowering us. Yay. No. Everybody's rich in their own way. They have but to claim it. I'm wealthy. Who are you to look at me and say what you have is not enough? That's you and your problem. If I have more than I can imagine, then what do you care? And if you have to flaunt it, then you're not really rich, are you? No, you're not. You're seeking something. Okay, you're seeking, validation. And you don't need me to validate you. You either like yourself or you don't. That's you. And you have to figure out, if you don't like the circumstances, conditions, events, and people in your life, what are you thinking? It's really that simple. What are you thinking? Are you saying with Joe Biden, they don't pay their fair share? We got to take from them. They don't pay like you do. We need to take from them. Got that little naga going on. And then there's AOC. Beautiful AOC. Tax the rich. They're not paying their fair share. Well, she gets that $75,000 raise. Come on, man. Born at night, not last month. Give me a break. This is how it's worked for them. Get them to hate the rich, and they'll stay poor, and they will need us. You don't need them. You don't need them. They're just mirroring what you believe. Okay? You only need yourself. God in your heart, and, that's it. You and your imagination are one. You're one complete and whole Christ inside the Christ. You call upon all the other Christs with your imagination. Okay? And you focus. You focus on what you want. Okay? And that's being, the faith of a mustard seed. I'm a mustard seed. I'm gonna die and be the best plant that can be. Mustard seed plant. Mustard seed plant. I'm gonna make 1,000,000 mustard seeds. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. From one comes millions. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. This is how it works. They have faith in it. All right? They have their little retreats that they go to that they can't bring the outside world in. But it bleeds out. Your judgments bleed into everything in your life. And they started creating groups. These same people that met at the Bohemian Grove and other places, Skull and Crossbones, the Masons, and where they're not supposed to bring the outside world in. They don't talk about the outside world there. Okay? They're talking about King Arthur and the laws of mind and imagining, and focusing on what is good for you in your life, right? And wishing each other the best and believing that they're God when they're not God. And they've been doing it for a long time. Okay, but it does come to bite their ass in their own way, in their own time. So, Henry Ford was a tortured man. He was rich. He knew these laws. He damn well knew these laws. Okay? And he was worried. He was fearful as he helped create the central banks, and usher in World War I. He was afraid. But he was playing his role. He had to do it. He was compelled to do it, in his own way, in his own time. So, any celebrity who encourages for you to think like Nicki Minaj is to be celebrated, All she's requesting is for you to feel good about it in your heart before you do it, whatever you do. They got lost in the details. Don't look at that. Her message was beautiful in its own way. It doesn't matter about why she thinks what she thinks. That's her experience, her story. And I'm not going to deny it, which they're doing. They're trying to deny her experience. It's her experience. She heard it from this friend. Yes, I heard it from a friend of a friend of a friend, whatever. It's still her experience. This is what she experienced. Okay? And now she's being vilified for details that didn't matter in the tweet she sent out. Okay? She will continue to do well, while all those who attack her will continue to fall. This is how it works. Okay? Think for yourself. Think for yourself. The rich get richer because they've been manipulating everyone into thinking they are needed. And that's just because they think they have to do that because they don't love themselves and they want to be loved. So it's forgive them. Forgive them for being that way and walk away. And some just are going to have to learn, from some experience that will make them change their minds. And some will just change, But you don't mess with people and how they think. You don't dox them. You don't do all that stuff because it starts happening to you. You don't like it when it happens to you, so why did you do it to them? Okay? And that's the lesson of Nicki Minaj. They've been doing that, and she did it back at him. Oh, you can't be that way with them. Yes, we can. Watch us do it. What's to stop me? Not you. You like it. She's playing the devil's advocate to everyone who screams and yells. And she will be rewarded for being that devil's advocate because she's thinking for herself. Think. Okay? What they're saying is, for example, in America, this Joe Biden tax plan, which is really a thinly veiled disguise of past my $3.5 trillion social, we're going to mold and shape everybody into what we think they should be, because they're all just stuffed animals and robots as far as we're concerned. Just human resources. They're not people, except to do what we want. Gimme. Okay? So it's taken too far. Okay, it's taken too far. And they're hating on capitalism, which is an ism, and all isms are traps, including capitalism. It's about free trade. Okay? You don't trade with people that don't think like you, because you might start thinking like them. Okay? And if their way of thinking doesn't serve, then there's no use doing any business with them. You're to serve each other, okay? Not allow yourself to be ripped off and all this other stuff while you hope they change. No. You're just being a victim to a bully. Why play that game? You know, that's bullshit. Which is the whole deal. Altogether, the rich know these laws, and they know you have to have poor people in order to have rich people. Okay? So what can I do to have poor people? I'll get them to hate the rich. So that's where you get these, you know, this hypocrisy of, you know, she's wearing the dress, tax the rich, that must be a $30,000 dress, in an event that's for the rich, by the rich, you know, and they're all clapping for her, yeah, tax me. They're still going to avoid it, like they've always been avoiding it. What makes you think that extra 1.6% they're going to get taxed is going to actually get paid? They're going to avoid it too. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. They all know that. It's perfectly legal. You know, what happens? They borrow more money to give to the poor and make everybody else pay for it, including the poor. And there's more poor than there are rich, so you get screwed. You know, you can break this cycle by just being grateful. Being grateful you have things that you love around you. You know, imagining things that make you feel better. You know, about the things that you really want. You know, I forgive. You know, I'm living in this dumpy apartment. I know I don't. I know I really live in that mansion down the street that's for sale. I accept that mansion down the street. It's accepting instead of wanting. Instead of I want that house, it's I accept I have that house. And now you go shopping for it. You know, and it's easy when you have the money in the bank to do that. And that's why the rich get richer. And it's hard at first. You know, but just look at AOC. She did law of attraction, you know, consciously imagined herself as a state representative. Now she's a state representative. She got a 75 grand raise in the last 2 years. You know, she's feeling pretty rich. She's feeling pretty good about herself. You know, but if you take her state representation job away from her, that her identity is tied up in that. Okay? And here's the thing, she's trying to force everyone else to accept that you'll never know what somebody identifies as. So you dehumanize them. They're not human beings anymore. They're its. Now we don't even have to respect them. This is taking it too far. Okay? This is believing everybody's a stuffed animal or a tin soldier for you to push around while you do these laws of mind. And you're asking for it, you're getting it. You're going to get your ass bitten 9 ways to Sunday. And it's not going to feel good, and I would not wish it on anyone. You know, I forgive you for showing me that without distinction. It's disgusting, vulgar, and rude. You know, go ahead. I'm not going to think that way. All rich people are good people. All people are good. Don't let them change the way you think about people, because you're a people, and what you think about people happens to you. All right? It happens to you too, in some way, shape, or form, so that you know what you're thinking. The outside, it's just validating what you think on the inside. Okay? So if you have to go out there and, you know, wear a dress that says tax the rich, that looks like it's a wedding gown, and, you know, you condemn things that, you know, are just human being things, you know, male and female, and absolutely destroy the language. I mean, you know, the command of the English language is a beautiful thing. You can't deny Mel Gibson and his command of the English language. And you can't, you know, deny guys like Sir Laurence Olivier or Richard Burton or Derek Jacobi any of these great actors that have this command of the English language. And Robert Shaw, there's just millions of them, and they're an absolute joy to listen to. It doesn't matter. I don't give a darn what they think about personally. I love to watch that man speak English. He has a command of the language that just grabs you, and he doesn't let go as he speaks, and he inspires and elevates, and you just want to go, and this is the ones you follow, because they're the ones that lift up. They're the, Peter Thiels. They're the, you know, the great speakers out there that are just, wonderful and brilliant. You love listening to them, while the other half of the world just calls them names. Don't listen to those guys. You just don't listen to them. The rich are beautiful, because you'll become rich the more you're happy for the rich, because you're happy for them and you love them, and you're happy for everyone who helps make them rich, and you're wishing everyone the best. And so all those things start coming to you in a good way. You don't have to manipulate, and you don't have to effectively destroy minds by locking them in a state of poverty. This is Psalm 82. Don't do it. Don't do it. Eventually you're going to pass, and you may not be rich in the next place. You may be one of poverty, and more than likely you will be, because you got to play both sides. Sometimes though, they fall spectacularly, and it's a very sad thing to see, but they come out as better human beings in the end. Really, they do. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.
Power and money and power mean nothing. That good always triumphs over evil. And I want you to remember this, that love, true love never dies. You remember that, boy.
Shut up and sit down.